If you look down here at this colony right here, did I set myself up for having problems already in 2024? Now, I'm looking at these colonies, and you look at this one right here, look at the bottom board, look right here, look at that one over there, look at the amount of bees on here. Now, everybody knows I'm transitioning to single brood. Now, I've got one deep and one medium on, that's all. We're in a crazy flow. I just split these colonies, so I wanted to prevent them from swarming. Now, I needed to add supers. So what I did, and I didn't film this, I went through real quickly last week and I pulled my Apivar strips. You have to wait 7 days before you add supers once you have had Apivar on. Today, because I went through and I split these colonies, I really don't want to dig into the deep, just because if there's any capped cells, I don't want to destroy them. I might pull a handful of frames in the top supers just to see how they're looking as far as being honey bound. Now, I've got queen excluders here, and I've got supers that I'm going to bring down, and I'm putting 2 supers on each of these. So I want to give them space, that way they can store the nectar that they're bringing in and hopefully make me some honey. Let's get into the end colony here first and just work on up. I'm adding supers around. I want to check the splits as well. Overall, the apiary is super busy. I'm excited to see the colonies like this. I'm just hoping that I didn't set myself up for failure. Look at the population in here. All right, let me do this. Let me pull a couple frames here just to take a look and see. But I already know that whole thing is nectar. So they're going to make honey out of that entire frame right there. So there are completely capped cells there, so I'm not going to go any further. Really important right now to not disturb those cells. So this colony here now has a deep and 3 mediums. Now, after that brood hatches out, these queens emerge out, then I'm going to shift this excluder down so that all of my brood will be in this lower deep. So for right now, it's kind of like a deep, 1.5, and then these additional supers. Hopefully it works out for me. So let's get on to the other one. So you can see this one as well. They have bees on all the frames. So they really needed the space. Yeah, look at that. Solid nectar. This colony here needs the room also. So they are getting 2 supers on as well. All right, let's get this top box situated. Well, hopefully this configuration now gives them the room, because they've got, like I said, a deep and then 3 mediums should give them enough space. Because I just did those splits, like I said, I will shift that excluder down once I see the queens. I only want a single brood, so for right now it's kind of like a hybrid. I'm hoping here within another 2 or so weeks that I'll be able to find the queen, move them down, and then really run a single brood. So let's get to the third one. Oh my lord, look at that ball of bees there. And if you look at the behavior of this colony here, this colony has been very mellow. Now, same thing here. I'm just going to check some outside frames. There's weight, it's filled. They're going to get their excluder, and they are getting their supers. All those bees on there, I'm going to leave them up there. All right, there we go. I got these done. Now, I need to get that Apimaye up there done as well, but I want to check a couple of the other ones. So just trying to stay ahead of them. This last week really got me put back. So we had a couple family events. My daughter graduated from college with her BSN, so I put a little picture there. Super proud of her. So if everybody who watches this, if you can leave congratulations Bree, I will appreciate it. I'll know that you watched this portion of the video, but leave a congratulations down there. Really proud of that girl. So, but let's get on to some other colonies here. Okay, now this is the Apimaye colony that swarmed. I want to check it to see if there's any brood in this top box. Now, if I happen to see eggs, then I'll know there's a queen in here. The configuration here for this one is a deep, medium, medium, and a deep. I need to let them get themselves queen right. Now, what I'm doing with this colony also is I want to give them an upper entrance. So they have their lower entrance, but I want to give them an entrance up here as well to go right in and out of these supers. So I'm going to trial that with several of my colonies in that they're going to get an upper entrance. This colony here, they have room now. We'll see what they do. Okay, this was one of my splits that I did. So we're going to see how it's doing. Well, right there is my queen, and that's interesting that she is on a frame that is mainly pollen. And when I see there's eggs in every one of those cells, so Mama, you're not going to find space right there. Very dark queen. Let's get her back in there. Just curious as to what the brood looks like in here. Excellent. Nice brood frame there. Good brood frame. All right, so this colony here is a colony that I have yet to split. If I find right now that my queen is not up in this super, and depending on the signs that I see here, I have another super that I can add. So now I see my queen right here. What I can do is move her down below, put my excluder on, and then I'll know where my queen is. All right, so I have my queen in here. Now, looking at this here, there's plenty of space down here for the queen. So I will probably just release her down below and put my excluder on. Now, this colony right here is exactly how I want to run my apiary. One deep, excluder, and then I stack my supers. When I want to inspect this colony right now, I can lift off this super right here, and I know my queen is down here. Any issues, queen related, colony, brood related, will be in this box. That is it. I've never tried this before. I'm showing everything. So if I end up turning into a swarm factory, well, I'm going to show you. I do want to check my packages, so let's go check on those real quick. One is doing good. The other one, I think we're lacking a queen. So something happened there. But let's check. Well, there's brood on there. I need to scrape that comb off of the side of this box here. That's for sure. My Lord, look at that. Now, you can see where the open spots are filled with nectar. That is a sign that there is a pretty good nectar flow. And you can see the queen right there. She is looking for any spot possible. Oh, my Lord. Look at that. And the same thing here. Look at that. Now, with this being a resource colony, what I can do is take frames out of there and put them in others. Okay, there she is. So I know she's right there. So I can take this frame right here and shake it, and they are getting frames that are drawn out where now that queen has room to lay. Perfect example and perfect use of a resource colony. Now, those frames that I removed over there went straight into this colony. So this colony here is going to get 3 frames of brood, so its population is going to explode here shortly. So I'll know that I'm going to have to come over here and most likely in another week add a super onto this colony here as well. It's the beauty of having one of these resource colonies in your apiary, in that you can do exactly what I just did. You can pull brood frames out and constantly equalize and shift throughout your apiary. Now, this other side here, I don't know whether it has a queen. So this other side that I thought had an issue with a queen, look at that right there. So what I see right there is solid drone brood. This colony probably has a laying worker from a package. They killed the queen. There are multiple eggs. I'm seeing 3 and 4 eggs down in those cells. All right, well, that work is done. Now, I was lucky in that I was able to get these supers on these colonies. Now, really, it's not where I want them at because I want my excluder instead of here in between these supers, I want it down below. I just have to wait until these colonies here are situated as far as having a mated queen. They needed space because we are in a nectar flow, and had I not added these supers, well, I could have ended up in a problem where, well, the queen mates, comes back, they have no room, they're going to swarm again, and I just don't want these colonies just pumping out swarm after swarm, so I had to add space onto these colonies. The other ones, well, I did some equalization. I pulled some frames out of the one side of the resource colony, moved it to a split. So I'm setting that split up to possibly have a small honey crop. So that's it. I mean, I'm content with these. I'm hoping that I get a decent honey crop here in the spring. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 supers out there. 2 over there, so that's 14 supers out. I mean, if I get half of that, I'll be fine. I need to have this season go without any major hiccups because I need to get things back in shape. You know, I got a colony up front there that the very small one, it's really not even a colony. All the other ones are pretty much situated, so, you know, we'll be fine here. With the extra hive stands, I have a little bit of room to play around, so if I do want to pull some splits, I could do that. I have options. It's always nice to have some options. Now, that said, I appreciate everybody watching, and remember, if you could say congratulations, Bree, in the comments, I really would appreciate that. So that kid worked super hard, and I'm just so proud of her. So, and like I say, everybody, this right here is beekeeping in Northeast Ohio, and until the next one.